So confessions over a cup of tea. What do I really think?
Hey everyone, it's editing me. Sorry for interrupting the flow of the video. When I was at Morn Hill, I forgot to film what's called the inclusive bathroom. I did have a look inside. And what is the inclusive bathroom? Well, it's effectively a rebrand of the family bathroom. So it's a fairly substantial large room with a bath inside, a walk-in shower with a curtain around, a sink and a loo and so on. Basically a giant wet room also with a bath inside. And Morn Hill is one of the few places that has one of these inclusive bathrooms. All the places that have been redeveloped the last couple of years have now got them. And it's designed for anybody who's not comfortable in a single gendered space, or perhaps who has a hidden disability, so they need that extra space in the facilities, but they'd feel uncomfortable using the accessible bathroom, which is accessed in the same sort of way with a radar key as per normal. So that's great, and it's also really great, of course, for families, such as the way we used to travel. So me as a mum with two of my boys, there were quite a few years where the boys were a bit too old really to be coming into the women's bathroom with me, but I wasn't comfortable with them going into the men's bathroom on their own, sort of from a safety point of view, or you know, would one of them leave the other one there when they weren't really old enough to be checking roads and wandering around and goodness knows what else, or primarily my main reason, would they leave the place tidy when they'd finished? Would they remember to bring all their stuff with them, and would they use the moppy thing afterwards? Now, you know, they're fine, they go off together, have neighbouring cubicles, and remember to bring all their stuff back because they're grown up. But there were quite a few years where that was an issue, and I know we weren't alone. You know, I've spoken to other solo caravanning mums who had exactly the same sort of concern and worry, and one in particular said she was on her own with just her only son, who was very young but extremely tall, so looked much older than he was, and she used to get some very funny looks going into the women's bathroom with him. So that is really great that that facility is available to everybody who needs it. There's only one though, so think carefully before you use it. Don't just use it because you can't be bothered to walk into the single gendered space. If you are perfectly comfortable in the single gendered space, please use those. Anyway, back to the video. there's that nasty curb which I nearly caught on the way in, trying to do polite parking on the far left hand side, and with the state of it already, looks like it's caught an awful lot of people out. We'll just have a look in the info room, and then we'll have a look at it from down the hill a bit.
Hey everyone, really warm welcome back to the channel. Well, I'm off on one of my little solo trips again. I'm just finished one big work project. I'm about to start another one, and frankly I needed a bit of thinking time and a bit of a change of scene. But anyway, just ignore all the books and notes and stuff going on around me, because what I wanted to do today was talk about premium pitches, because that's what I've booked myself for this little outing. I'm at Morn Hill Caravan and Motorhome club site near Winchester in Hampshire, and I've booked myself on to a service pitch. Not just a service pitch, but a premium pitch. I'm on pitch number 28. There are only 2 pitches here that are premium pitches, and I wanted to show you around, and then you can make your own mind up whether it's worth the extra money. And the extra money is, I've got it all up here. So a full service pitch, so that's one with waste hookup and water hookup, as well as electric, obviously. That is an extra £5 over the cost of a standard pitch where you just have electric hookup. I'm comparing hard standings because service pitches I think are always hard standing. And then the premium pitch is another £4 on top, so you're paying £9 extra a night. And what do you get for your £9 extra over a standard pitch? Well, apparently you get a large hard standing. We'll go and have a look in a minute. Electric hookup, well, that's what you get anyway. Water, drainage for grey waste. You also get a barbecue. You get a barbecue, apparently. A table and a privacy hedge. So let's go and have a look. £9 extra a night. I will get my shoes on and then we'll go see. Oh, and while I'm getting my shoes on, there's my latest project, which I'll put in a separate video. It's a little shoe store. Well, it's quite a big shoe store actually, because the biggest problem, of course, if you've got teenage boys with enormous feet, is this whole area here gets completely full of shoes and it's a mess and nobody can get in and out. So that's what Mike and I did last weekend. And anyway, as I said, I'll put it in a separate video. So let's go and look outside, see what there is to see. Oh, I've got my new porch up as well. There you go, like that. So again, I'll do a separate video about that one. But here we are outside. I should get the tape measure out later and tell you what extra width that is. It looks reasonably big, but I have to say, I don't think it's the biggest pitch I've been on. I think the biggest pitch is probably one of the ones at Chapel Lane, on again one of the services. Alrighty, I've got my trusty tape measure. I have to label things in my house, otherwise they go missing. So, let's see. Now I am, where am I? Right in the middle of the pins. Well, I'm quite a bit narrower than most. I went right for the right hand end of that because usually there's not quite enough room for the van. That's terrible, it's not even perfectly parallel to the Caravan, is it? But there's plenty of room for the van over there. That's on the right hand side. So let's see how much room that is left for awnings and things. But of course, remember, I'm the wrong way around because this is a Continental Caravan. So usually your car will be here if you've got a UK van, and your awning on the other side. So that's to the tyre, and that is, right, 3 meters is here. So if I had a wide awning on, I'd have another 45-50 centimeters spare if I had a 3 meter awning on. Should we go and measure the other side, see what I've got left? Right, peg to the edge. Let's go for peg to the edge. I keep finding bits of rubbish on here as well. £260. Right, if you were parked up to the peg, you've got £260 on this side. I am inside the peg, so I am 50 centimeters inside the peg. Okay, so 3 meters on that side. 260 or 3 meters. So if you've got a wide awning, park on that side. And a UK van. More room for the car than the awning. Interesting. Right, so there's the water and the electric and the waste. No aerial hookup on this one, but just those things. And oh, of course, there's our picnic table and our umbrella. Bit of patio slabbing going on there, and there's our barbecue. I would say somewhat unused barbecue. I don't know if you're supposed to... Well, hang on. Doesn't even have a space for a grill. Perhaps somebody was supposed to give me a grill, but they never did. Anyway, there we go. There's the rest of the hedge. There's the rest of the pitch. And there is my privacy hedge. Yes, a bit pathetic, isn't it? So, luckily, because this is a German Caravan, my door's on the wrong side. So it's not a problem. But there's a pathetic hedge there, because all I've done is parked a massive great van in the way. I think I'd be annoyed if I was expecting a privacy hedge though, so I couldn't see my neighbours, because I can see absolutely everything over there. And here's my privacy hedge on this side. So what do you think? £9 extra a night, is it worth it? Here's what my diminutive little 6 meter van looks like. On the pitch. So I mean, even if it was 2 meters longer, still be plenty of room. I'm not convinced many people are going to use the table that much though. I mean, surely we all travel with table and chairs, don't we? We all tend to travel with barbecues as well, so I'm not sure that's useful. I don't know. Maybe if you're in your small van conversion, that might be useful. Anyway, there is what a premium pitch looks like. So pop in the comments below and tell me whether you think the extra £9 a night is worth it. Right, so I've had a 2-night stay. What do I really think? I think it might be a bit of a rip-off. £9 extra a night. Although I suppose the thing to compare actually is the £4 extra over and above the fully serviced pitched. So £4 extra per night for a privacy hedge, which on this site is currently a load of saplings. Perhaps they've upped the price a little bit too quickly. And a picnic bench, which you may or may not use, and a barbecue, which you may or may not use because you may be carrying both already. I think that is a case of somebody looking at the sites and saying, how can we get a bit more money out of our real estate? It feels like the Caravan and Motorhome Club have just copied something that I've seen elsewhere. So, for example, we've got direct experience of the camping in the forest select pitches, which are the same thing. Well, they're not the same thing, because all they are bigger pitches And I'm speaking specifically about set horns here, and we've been twice to set horns, and both times we've stayed on what's called a select pitch. So the select pitches are in the more foresty area of the forest, so you've got a lot more trees up there. There are far fewer pitches, which means they're much more widely spaced. There's a lot more room between them, so between each pitch you'd get at least another pitch worth of space, so you probably have something that is much more closely resembling privacy. I don't know if you can see, but some neighbours have turned up there, and their sidewalk is effectively right on the side of the van there. That's not a very private pitch, is it? The £5 a night extra that you pay for service pitch relative to a normal hard standing pitch, I think for solos probably isn't worth it, because you're not having to do your water or your waste that frequently anyway. If you're here with your family, so 3, 4, 5, 6 people maybe, and you're the only one doing the water and the waste all the time, then I would have said it was definitely worth it. Or if you're not quite so able as you used to be, and so it's a case of service pitch or not caravanning, then definitely worth it. So yeah, £5 a night doesn't seem too bad for that, but the extra £4 on the top just feels like somebody trying to extract the maximum amount of cash possible out of the real estate. Anyway, that's what I think. But the world is made up of people with all sorts of different opinions, which is what makes life interesting. So pop your comments down in the comments section below, because I would love to hear what you think as well. Would you pay the extra £4 over the service pitch, or would you pay the extra £9 over the normal hard standing pitch? Let me know what you think. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed those thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now. See ya.
All right, I take back what I said about who's going to use the picnic table. I am using the picnic table. I've got my little cooker set up. I'm having salmon for dinner, and I did not want smelly fish smells in the caravan. So, okay, I've used the picnic table.